Democrats in the media are now unloading all their nasty attacks on rising Trump White House star and new press secretary, Karoline Leavitt.
I think she's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10.
Welcome back to All-Star Buzz. Thanks for joining us. Let's dive right into a bombshell that has rocked the daytime TV world. One of the wildest scandals to hit in a long time. And this one is truly explosive. Joy Behar, the longtime co-host of The View, is out. That's right, she's gone. Finished. After a whirlwind of backlash, legal drama, and social media chaos. She's officially off the panel. But what in the world could have forced out one of the boldest, most unfiltered voices in daytime television? Buckle up, because this story is packed with controversy, irony, and a whole lot of finger-pointing.
Donald Trump, I was stunned and amazed by his new White House spokeswoman today. She's actually the youngest ever in that job.
Let's break it down, step by step, because this saga is pure entertainment gold. It all kicked off during a recent episode of The View, a show known for its heated debates. But this time, Joy took things too far. While discussing Karoline Leavitt, the newly appointed White House press secretary under the Trump administration, Behar made a comment that left the entire studio in stunned silence. She outright suggested that Leavitt only got the job because of her looks. Yeah, you heard that right. That's not just throwing shade. This was a full-blown scandal.
Karoline Leavitt, she's just 27 years old. But boy, was she giving it to the Trump haters in her first White House brief.
Now here's the kicker. Leavitt, at just 27, is the youngest person ever to hold the role of White House press secretary. And no matter where you stand on her, her resume is impressive. She's worked as a communications director for major Republican campaigns and even had a role in Trump's first administration. But instead of discussing her qualifications, Behar reduced her to nothing more than her appearance. And the reaction? Total chaos. The backlash was swift. Audience members gasped, social media went wild, and even Behar's co-hosts looked like they wanted to vanish into their chairs. Alyssa Farah Griffin, who knows a thing or two about working under Trump, didn't hesitate to fire back. She snapped, it wasn't her first job, it was just her first press briefing. And if you think the tension in the studio was thick, just wait until you hear what happened online.
Said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something.
Social media erupted from all political sides. People weren't just angry. They were calling out the hypocrisy loud and clear. Behar, who has spent years championing feminism and women's empowerment, was now the one tearing another woman down. One user didn't hold back, posting, "If a Republican said anything remotely like that, they'd be crucified." Another added,
Without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Yeah.
Because women were not invited to that.
Karoline Leavitt once again proved that The View only supports women who align with their beliefs. And trust me, it didn't stop there.
Isn't it rich that The View is saying she got the job based on looks when DEI is all about based on look?
Oh, she wasn't about to let this slide. Instead of just clapping back with a simple statement, Karoline Leavitt went straight for the jugular, hitting Behar with a lawsuit. That's right, defamation and character assassination. According to the legal documents, Behar's comments weren't just false, they were malicious, deliberately aimed at discrediting Leavitt in the public eye. And this lawsuit? It didn't just rattle Behar, it sent shockwaves through ABC, the powerhouse network behind The View. Behind the scenes, it was total mayhem. ABC execs were scrambling. Should they issue a public apology, suspend Behar, or go full nuclear and cut ties completely?
No, it's not. So first of all, and I have had my objections to the job that Karine Jean-Pierre did, but she worked in politics for 21 years, 5 presidential campaigns, and worked in 2 administrations.
Inside The View's own ranks, chaos was brewing. Some staffers rushed to defend Behar, while others quietly admitted this wasn't looking good. She had faced controversy before, But this time, the stakes were sky high. With a lawsuit looming and a PR nightmare unfolding, ABC found itself in a tight corner. Then, boom. Just when it seemed things couldn't get any hotter, reports surfaced that ABC executives had been in full-blown crisis mode for days leading up to Behar's official departure. Meanwhile, Karoline Leavitt, now serving as the White House press secretary, was excelling in her role, so much so that the ladies of The View appeared to be seeing green. According to inside sources, top ABC executives were panicking, scrambling to contain the fallout. Their biggest fear? That this lawsuit wasn't just an isolated issue. It had the potential to snowball into a massive reputational disaster for the entire network.
Karoline Leavitt is the press secretary at the White House, doing a great job. Such a great job that the ladies of The View feel the green monster coming upon.
The View has always been a lightning rod for controversy, but this time the stakes were higher than ever. The legal implications had ABC executives walking on eggshells, torn between loyalty to Behar and mounting pressure from the outside world. And the chaos? It wasn't just at the top. Behind the scenes, The View's staff was deeply divided. On one side, Behar's diehard supporters argued that while her comment may have been out of line, the backlash was completely overblown. On the other side, staffers believed she had crossed a serious line, no excuses. How can she claim to uplift women while tearing down another's accomplishments? One insider reportedly questioned. And the whispers? They were everywhere. An anonymous staffer allegedly told an outlet, "This isn't the first time Joy has put us in hot water, but this time, it feels like there's no way out."
They really don't like this woman. She's a good communicator. And so Joy Behar just offered her analysis on why Leavitt was picked for.
The tension was undeniable, and it didn't stop there. Some even speculated that other co-hosts could get caught up in the fallout. Meanwhile, legal experts across the media weighed in, dissecting the lawsuit. Could Behar's words actually be considered defamation? Some argued that Leavitt had a strong case, especially since the comments were so direct and personal. Others pointed out that proving malice, a key requirement in defamation cases involving public figures, would be an uphill battle. One thing was crystal clear: this legal fight was about to get ugly. And ABC? They were right in the middle of the storm. Karoline Leavitt, however, wasn't backing down, not even a little. In an exclusive sit-down with a conservative media outlet, she fired back at Behar's remarks, calling them not just sexist, but also racist and deeply unprofessional. She wasn't just defending herself, she came prepared, listing her credentials and making it clear that her appointment as White House press secretary was earned, not handed to her based on appearance. Her response only fueled her supporters, with many praising her for standing strong in the face of what they called a baseless attack. Then came the bombshell that no one saw coming. ABC officially confirmed that Joy Behar was out. Just days after Leavitt's lawsuit was filed, the network dropped the announcement, sparking speculation that this wasn't a voluntary exit. ABC's statement was vague at best, claiming Behar had decided to step away and wishing her well. But behind the scenes, insiders insisted she was pushed out to protect The View's future. Let's be real. The View has weathered controversy before, but this might have been too much even for ABC to handle. Public reaction was all over the place. Some cheered Behar's exit, calling it long overdue. One commenter didn't hold back, writing, "Maybe they need to cancel ABC altogether. That would fix all their problems." Another added, "I can't believe this show is still on the air, let alone why it existed in the first place." But not everyone was celebrating. Longtime fans of The View were furious, calling Behar's departure a politically driven takedown. To them, this wasn't about accountability. It was about ABC caving to outside pressure. Meanwhile, conservative voices relished the moment, calling it a rare win in their ongoing battle against the so-called mainstream media. And the irony? Oh, it wasn't lost on anyone. Joy Behar had spent years branding herself as a champion of women's rights and empowerment, quick to call out those who made dismissive remarks about women. But in a single moment, she managed to undermine everything she claimed to stand for. The backlash was massive, and rightfully so. Many pointed out that the very thing Behar accused others of, reducing women to their looks, was exactly what she had done to Leavitt. So, what does this mean for The View? The show now finds itself at a major crossroads. Love her or hate. Her, Behar, was one of its defining voices, a central figure on the panel. With her gone, a massive void is left behind. ABC now faces a crucial decision. Will they bring in another outspoken liberal to keep the dynamic alive, or will they shake things up with a more balanced panel, perhaps even a conservative voice? One thing is certain. The road ahead won't be easy. Regaining public trust and credibility will take serious work. As for Joy Behar, her future remains uncertain. Will she fight the lawsuit and attempt to clear her name? Will she stage a comeback, or quietly fade into the background, leaving behind a legacy as one of the most polarizing figures in daytime television history? Then there's Karoline Leavitt. Her decision to sue Behar has undoubtedly raised her profile, thrusting her into the center of a media firestorm. The big question now, will this legal battle help her cause, giving her the platform she wants, or could it backfire in ways she never anticipated? One thing's for sure, this drama is far from over. The fallout from Behar's exit and the ongoing lawsuit will likely dominate headlines for weeks, if not months. With public trust in mainstream media already at an all-time low, this controversy could be the tipping point for The View. Will the show recover, or is this the beginning of the end for one of television's most iconic talk show? What do you think? Was ABC right to part ways with Joy Behar, or was she unfairly pushed out? And can The View survive without one of its most outspoken hosts? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated on this explosive scandal. This story is just getting started, so stay tuned for all the wild twists, turns, and jaw-dropping revelations ahead.